All right, Sunday recap, week 14. As always, Kevin Bunk, Michael Merlo coming to you for BTO Media. Mike, we're just going to jump right into this great 4 o'clock game we had. Packers, Bears. Packers get the win, 28-21. They prevail, now control their destiny in the NFC North, excuse me. I don't like to brag when we come on these shows. I never do. I never brag about it.
Of course.
But I said on Bunker on, I think, Wednesday, Sarge jumped on for baseball. Great episode. Check it out. Jack Sargent joined. But I was talking football, and I said 3 contenders in the NFC. Easy. Rams, Seahawks, Packers for me. Packers are rising. They look great now 2 weeks in a row. I couldn't be more on board.
No, they do. They're figuring it out the right time. We saw this a couple of years ago, too. I mean, the Toyota-thon thing where you gave Toyota a free ad. You made the clip earlier in the week, completely free ad. It is true. He does get better as the season goes on. And Love, again, outside of that bad interception today, was really freaking good. He does throw that deep ball, man, where he just throws off the back foot and kind of just floats it up in the air. It looks so perfect. He can obviously play, can play at the highest level. He's just inconsistent, just like the rest of this team. They're inconsistent. But when they are on, they are truly one of the best teams in football. And they did fill a massive need this offseason, going to get an elite pass rusher. The run defense a little sketchy, but we can have another conversation later on about that. But 100%, I would put them over Seattle, Kevin. I think the Rams are clearly 1, but then it would be the Packers 2 for me in terms of the true contenders in the NFC.
They look great, and I think the offense with these receivers all healthy now, it looks elite. Christian Watson is just one of those guys that you put the ball in his hands and great things can happen. When he has space, he is such a great athlete. So you just have, they hit him on that slant for the touchdown. It's an easy 45-yard touchdown run for Watson because there's only 2 guys back to try and catch him, and they have no chance. And now you add Jaden Reed back into the equation, who I love, who I really think is the only game-changing receiver in that room, and you now have a complete receiving core. If this offense stays healthy and Love just avoids the 1 or 2 bonehead throws a game that he's made in the playoffs in the past, like that San Fran game, even today, the pick that he threw was terrible. Yeah. But if you just avoid that play, this offense should be able to go up with anybody.
And I'll disagree with one thing you just said. I think Watson is that guy. Matt LaFleur talked about it after the game against the Lions on Thanksgiving about how this guy has all the talent in the world. It's just about staying healthy. The only thing is staying
fair
healthy.
Too. Like, if you want to throw him in there, that's totally fair. He's great because when you put the ball in his hands, he can do anything with it. It's incredible.
And he hasn't proven it yet. I understand that. And when he is healthy and he is on, he does make those big plays where you say, okay, this guy can change a game. But it's been health and the drops a little bit for him. 100% the drops have been an issue. But he has been, since he's come back from the injury, has been great.
Yeah, he has been. And Love clearly likes throwing to him. In the Detroit game, he was getting fed. I think he got like 10 targets last week against Detroit. I haven't looked at his targets for today's game, but he's heavily involved. And the plays that they designed for him are meant to hit home runs. This is not a guy who is going to catch 9 or 10 passes in any game ever and go for 80 yards. His plays are designed 30, 40 yards of reception. And the rest of the guys will get us to the point where we can run that. And when Josh Jacobs is going, he's as tough for a defense as any running back in the league to handle.
You want to laugh?
Yeah.
Remember after that Eagle game, they were having some conversations over there in Green Bay about Matt LaFleur?
Yeah.
They're having them now?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Absolutely not. And there was that brief moment of, I have Packers fans that I know who said, I'd rather have Hafley than LaFleur next year.
Yeah.
Come on. LaFleur, as much as we rip him, and he's got flaws in big spots 100%. In his career for sure. This guy, all they do is win in the regular season with him. And he feels like a better Mike McCarthy for Green Bay because McCarthy got him into the playoffs more years than he didn't. And his fundamental problems are not there with LaFleur. It's just some big game stuff.
Again, the names aren't great. The talent's there with a couple of these guys in that receiver room, but the names aren't great, and they're able to get a lot out of them. You want to give credit to the quarterback? Fine. You want to give credit to both the coach and the quarterback? That's where I'm going to go. They're great. and they're rolling right now, and they're dangerous. I'm going to save a lot for the Bears for the overreaction, if that's okay with you. They're going to be in the overreaction.
All right. Anything else on this game you want to get to? I'll get to a little bit of Bears stuff right now, though, just because I don't have them in overreactions. I thought there's a lot of moments in the game where you don't feel like Caleb is totally maximizing what their offense could be doing. And I think Brady pointed out a few times where he just bails on the pocket early. He tries to get into scramble mode, and he's the best in the league right now. Reminds me a lot of prime Russ, where he would just scramble and create like crazy, but he's doing it too much. And he missed Loveland on first down on the touchdown drive late in the game. I think it was the second to last drive they had. He missed Loveland on first down because he bailed out. Brady pointed it out there. It might have even been on their last drive. And he just feels like sometimes it gets too erratic and he doesn't play in the structure that Johnson maybe needs him to play in.
I get that 100%. You look at the offense that he ran, Ben Johnson in Detroit, where it was all structured with Goff. He's not rolling out, making these big plays with his legs. So I get that. But I still came away impressed with him a little bit today. And, watching him, he's fun to watch. He's really fun to watch, but he does have to be better just in the pocket, making the throws, making his reads, and getting the ball to the open receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump. We'll go more in the overreactions on this game.
Yeah.
Hop over to Steelers, Ravens, another battle for supremacy in the North, but in the AFC, Steelers get the win. I can't believe this is the worst division in football right now, just with the history and how much I love this division as a football fan. I can't believe how bad it is. And the Bengals lost today. That buries them. We'll talk about that next. But Lamar does not look good. The Steelers, good job getting a win. This is what Tomlin does. Just when you think that they're going to finish under 500 and miss the playoffs, they pull out these wins. But I just can't get excited about these teams at all.
You can't get excited about them. Rodgers, pretty decent today. Yep. One of those kind of vintage Rodger games. But I'll say this with Tomlin. I think you nailed it on the head there. There were legitimate conversations this week about it being better for both sides, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, to possibly have a little divorce here, get a fresh start, because this team, this roster is heading towards a rebuild, right? Even if they do win this division this year, they have to start looking towards the future and rebuilding this offseason. And I think that would be a good spot for Tomlin to leave. And then he comes out here today and he gets this big win, which I did not expect. They were 5.5-point underdogs. I thought the Ravens were going to blow them out of the water. There is clearly something wrong with Lamar Jackson. He clearly came back too early, and that has to come out. Because if that doesn't come out, then I have serious questions about Lamar Jackson or the coaching staff.
Yeah, there's no scenario where Lamar being healthy right now reflects positively on their future. For Baltimore, you mentioned this with Philly last week, and I'm not going to say you're wrong there. I feel like Baltimore's a blow-it-up spot this offseason, where you have a lot of old guys on this team. It feels like you just have closed the window now on that first half of Lamar's career, and now it's time to try and open the window again with a total revamp around him. You don't have to take time off from being a playoff contender. You don't have to take any time off from that because you still have Harbaugh, you still have Lamar, and you'll still have core foundational pieces in place that are good. But, we got to just – Zay Flowers stinks. DeAndre Hopkins, these are the receivers you roll out. Bateman has not been a good pro, and he hasn't been the first-round receiver that they drafted him to be. Derrick Henry just looks so much slower this year in every aspect of his game. He looks older. I think that it's just got to be a full overhaul where Lamar should be playing. I know they just extended Andrews, but Lamar should be playing with 4 or 5 new guys next year.
Offensively, I think defensively they're going to be fine. Obviously, we know they're banged up and they're still doing a decent job. But again, the injuries they suffered early in the year defensively, it's tough to overcome. The fact they got back into the race shocked me a little bit. But either way, offensively, 100%. You got to get a legitimate number 1 wide receiver in here. You got to supplement him with a solid wide receiver too. I don't even know if Flowers is a high end 2 at this point.
I don't think he is. I watched Flowers. I'm not impressed.
And he had a nice day, statistically today, but come on. He's a 3. He's a gadget player. He's the guy that, you're going to run the end arounds with. He's the guy that you're going to send deep and hopefully he breaks it and gets open. This is not a number 2 wide receiver, and he's their 1 right now. And I can't believe they extended Mark Andrews, by the way. That was a little shocking to me. But either way, it has to look a lot different offensively next year. You're just gonna run into the same crap again.
My Zay Flowers comp right now that I just came up with, Wan'Dale Robinson.
I was going to guess Wan'Dale
with an MVP quarterback, just to go with your boy here.
But by the way, like, Wan'Dale might be having a better year than him this season.
Yeah, I mean, different context, but yeah.
Statistically, he's
having a better year. Zay Flowers, in 45 games played, has 10 touchdowns. There's no red zone upside with him at all. And granted, the offense doesn't suit a wide receiver with red zone upside anyways. They use the tight ends, they use Lamar and the running backs. But that's inexcusable for a guy who gets the hype, the recognition, and the draft billing that Zay Flowers got.
Lamar had a rushing touchdown today. This is his first rushing touchdown in months.
Yeah, it's bad. I am in fantasy. It's bad.
Yeah, like, what's going on? And again, that's probably the injury. But
yep,
you got to come out. I know they're not going to come out and say it right now because it gives the other team an advantage. But at the end of the year, there's got to be some... Deanna Rossini has to come out with an article this offseason saying that he was playing pretty banged up towards the end of the year. She has to.
There was probably the second to last year, or maybe the last year of Drew Brees' career. I think it was the last year. He was not very good, and it looked like his arm just died.
Yeah,
and
I remember this.
They lost in the first round of the playoffs, and his wife, after the last game, she put it out there as kind of like a excuse for his poor play and the worst year of his career, but also as like, I'm proud of you thing. It was like he was playing with a torn rotator cuff. His elbow was shredded. He had to get knee surgery, ankle surgery, all on the right side of his body. And that's what Lamar's got to be. I feel like we're going to have a day right after the season ends where it's like Lamar has to get surgery for a CVS receipt of things. And now we understand, okay, this is why the Ravens won 7 games and they couldn't move the football.
Yeah, makes sense. By the way, not an excuse with Drew Brees' wife. That's valid. I buy that. I'll buy that.
No, totally. I think that it was more of like, you guys have been ripping my husband all year. Like, he's out there. It's a real excuse. Like, there's actually a reason for
what happened.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's never going to play again, because this season was so grueling on him. Anyways.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I will not watch the Pittsburgh Steelers playoff game.
What? Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will.
I'm out. I'm done. I won't do it. I'm done.
They're going to get in. I was hoping the Bengals could win today, so there was a light at the end of that tunnel, a 9-8 Bengals path. They're a rough watch, Pittsburgh.
They're not done, technically. I mean, this isn't for... Like, they play again, correct?
They play again in 2 weeks.
Okay, so maybe we'll get some. Maybe Lamar will save us.
He's not gonna. He looks shot. He looks like one of the bottom 10 quarterbacks in the league right now.
I'd probably rather have Dart.
He might rather have Dart right now.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's just how bad Lamar's been. Last 4 games for Pittsburgh. They actually play Baltimore week 18. They're playing Miami next week, which is no guarantee. But if it's a cold one in Pittsburgh, Tua probably doesn't win that. Then they're at Detroit, at Cleveland, home versus Baltimore, week 18.
Okay.
So no guarantee that they go.
Hey, listen, Miami's playing for a playoff spot here too. Come on.
They are. That's going to be an interesting game. We go from 2 first-place games there to Colts-Jaguars. Jags absolutely blow the doors off the Colts, and Indianapolis has to be feeling like their season ended today.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Daniel Jones, obviously.
Yep.
He's still probably gets paid. I don't know what the contract looks like. If he did tear his Achilles, I think I read that the recovery time would bring him just up to week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the contract situation will look like for him. Did you get the sense early that this game was going to go in some sort of direction that wasn't good for the Colts, even if Jones did stay healthy? Or did you think that the Colts were going to have a fighting chance here? Because I thought, from what I was able to watch when I got back, that they were going to kind of run away with this.
Yeah, it looks like the final score I would have expected if Jones stayed in the game or not.
I'm out. I was out on them before Jones got hurt, and I'm obviously out on them now.
And my overreaction last week was Colts won't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know what the actual probability change was, but especially if Houston wins tonight, it's over. Done for Indianapolis. And
Right.
now, like, retrospect, they couldn't have seen it coming. Trading both of your first-round picks the next 2 years is just a killer. That's a killer for them in this spot.
But it's bad. You know why it's still a little bad? And obviously the injury is going to derail the season. And I don't know how many more games they win. I haven't looked at their schedule. But I understand where they were at the time they made the trade.
Mm-hmm.
It still felt a little irresponsible. I know Ballard's been there for a very long time, and he's seen a lot of losing the last few years, and he really felt like he had a team here. But gun to your head, did you think this was a Super Bowl team with Daniel Jones at the helm? You make that trade unless you are a legitimate Super Bowl contender, and maybe they in the building felt that way on the week of the trade deadline. But I don't think many people outside of the building saw them as a legitimate Super Bowl team.
I think the most important part of it from their side is we have a chance, first of all, to go get a great player, a guy that we think is a great player in Sauce Gardner, no matter what everybody else thinks about him. And he has a track record of that. And you're telling the guys in your building, we're going for it. We believe in you completely that this is a team that could win it all. And that's a good morale thing. I like that from Ballard. But now it's the second time we've seen, I'm not trying to poke fun, a Daniel Jones team completely mess up their evaluation of themselves, obviously the Giants prior, because of 1 year. And I could see the Colts being a team that wins 5 games next season. If he doesn't play at all in the summer because of the Achilles, he comes right up, starts slow. They've had relatively good health up until today. So I could see the Colts being a team that falls off a cliff next year. And I don't know if he gets a multi-year deal again because he already got one from the Giants and it was a mess.
Well, that's the question, right? Because you need to assume that coming off of this injury and this surgery that it's going to be a slow start for him to get back up. So is it a 1 year deal? Is it a 2 or 3 year deal with less money than I think we originally had thought? Mm-hmm. And the other thing is this team, we said it all season long now, this team went as Jonathan Taylor has gone. Taylor has slowed down. Yep. So do you think it's any coincidence that the team is not playing well because Jonathan Taylor has not played well the last month of the season? And do you expect Taylor to be this kind of player next season if he couldn't finish this season strong?
No, you feel like this was kind of the year for them to at least get back to the playoffs.
So now you have questions. So now you have questions at quarterback, right? Because you're going to have questions at quarterback because he's hurt. Mm-hmm. Even if you bring him back, you're still going to have questions. And you don't have a first-round pick the next 2 years. Again, you can't foresee the injury happening, but they put all their eggs in the Daniel Jones basket weeks ago before the season ended, before they were able to see how the rest of the year played out.
Yeah, that's
not
a great spot.
That's where he made his mistake because the Giants at least saw a full season. The Giants at least saw 1 full season. 2, technically. His rookie year was productive. And then they saw a full season of him getting to the playoffs and winning a playoff game. And then they made the mistake. At least the Giants saw it through.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough situation for them. And they might, from a job perspective, get bailed out here from their seat getting hot. Their last 4 games, they're at Seattle, home against San Fran, home against Jacksonville, at Houston. They probably go 0-4 without Jones.
Probably 0-4.
And I thought they go 1-4, including today. I thought they go 1-4, win the home Jaguars game, go 1-4 the rest of the season with Jones. That's what I said last week. Mm-hmm. Now you can write it off as, okay, Daniel Jones got hurt. We were a contending team. But let's sit here in the moment right now, and we know the last 5 weeks, we have not felt that way about the Colts.
100%.
And it's not just us. We're not the people who were on the Colts, negativity train, and we weren't the only ones here. Like, this was becoming a common feeling throughout the league since the Chiefs game.
And Steichen should keep his job. I like Shane Steichen. I think he's done a really good job here, but yeah, it could get hot next year if they pay Jones and it's bad.
Yeah, it totally could. I had one more thing on this. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, you mentioned him slowing down. I just was thinking about the idea that he might not be an all-pro running back. You get 2 all-pro running backs. Mm-hmm. And after such a hot start, that would have been crazy. He might not be an all-pro running back. I don't think he'd be a top 3 offensive player of the year either, the way this is trending, because Gibbs, James Cook, and Jackson
McCaffrey.
Smith and Jigba, I think, have all been better
And
for the
McCaffrey.
Offensive Player of the Year. And then you have McCaffrey. How do you is he really going to be an All-Pro running back?
He might not be. That's insane. And it wasn't a bad conversation at the time. Like MVP, like that was legit.
Yeah, I mean, he had like 16 touchdowns through 8 games.
Big time. Slow down. That's
Yeah.
why you don't. That's why you don't pay running backs. That's why you don't draft
Never.
running backs. Although I gotta say, I got a weird obsession with this Bo Jackson Jr., who is not related to Bo Jackson, which I figured out
which is
last night.
crazy.
And his name is Lamar Jackson Jr.
Yeah,
His real name
related
is
to Lamar Jackson.
and he's not related to Lamar. I can't stop watching that kid run.
No, he's great.
He's unbelievable. What a player. What a problem he's going to be for the next 2 years over there at Ohio State.
Yeah, they're ridiculous for the next few years, but they lost yesterday. Tough. Mendoza. Next game, we just did 3 first-place games. Let's keep the trend going. Titans were in Cleveland today, 31-29 final, complete tank bowl. I wanted to just talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
I did not think Tennessee was going to win another game. Your guys win the bye week. They have the first pick now, the Giants. And Shedeur showed, they threw the ball 1,000 times today, and he had like a 50% completion.
42%.
But he showed at least everybody that he's better than Dylan Gabriel. And that he should have been playing for a lot of the year.
Yeah, I mean, is that difficult? No. They couldn't run the ball to save their lives today. Junkins had a terrible day.
No.
But yeah, 100%. We had a conversation last night about how I think they need to keep Stefanski and get a quarterback, preferably Fernando Mendoza. Not Carlos. You don't want Carlos Mendoza as your quarterback. But this is not good for the Titans here. Who could really use that number 1 pick and cashed out for the G-men here. Let's go.
So I still think Tennessee's going to get it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the Giants have a few really winnable games the last 4 weeks.
Commies,
they play Minnesota. Do they play Las Vegas?
I don't. Oh, they might.
I think they play Las Vegas next week.
And they're better. And I'll stick by this. I said this last night. I truly believe, as bad as the Giants are, they're better than Tennessee and they're better than Vegas.
The last 4 weeks for the Giants, there's definitely a moral victory win in here. You're home against Washington. You're home against Minnesota. You're in Las Vegas. You're home against Dallas in a game that might mean nothing to them.
They might win 2 games here to finish.
They might win 2. That's why I cannot see. And the Titans' last 4, they're at San Fran. Then they're playing Kansas City. You're 0-2 there. Then they have an interesting tank bowl game against the Saints, who won today. And then they played Jacksonville, who might be resting starters in the last week of the season, but probably won't be because they're probably going to have to win that for the division and for maybe a higher seed. So I think that the Titans definitely still end up with it, but you don't know with the Giants. They could lose these games.
Could. Wow, Jeff Kent got into the Hall of Fame.
Are you big into the full root for the losses now for the Giants now that they have the one?
No, I thought you meant the one in the quarterback. And I was like, wow, you're really jumping. I think because they have, and I'm not jumping to any conclusions,
but they're not going to take a quarterback one.
They're not taking quarterback. So therefore I don't care.
Yeah.
I will root for the team to win and look somewhat decent. Although I should be rooting for them to lose every game because if they do go 0-4, you have to fire Joe Shane. I still think there's a chance he gets fired. I know you don't. I still think there's a chance he gets fired. So I don't
would probably do it.
0-4. I think maybe even 1-3 with the teams on that schedule. But no, I won't root for losses.
Yeah. All right. Let's get off that tank bowl game then.
Yeah, please.
Next one was Saints Bucks. I mean, couldn't say it's a huge stunner. Bucks have been reeling big time, and your Carolina hype from last week is starting to feel nice right now. Both teams 7-6. Panthers really win the bye week, and they've got a chance to win their division now the last 4 weeks of the season. Tampa Bay does not look good.
You watched Tampa Bay the last few weeks. You can't tell me, as inconsistent as that Carolina team is, as bad as they play at times, they can't beat them twice. I mean, I don't even think they have to beat them twice, but let's just say twice. They can't beat them twice the next 2 weeks coming off the bye here. I think they're going to win next week. This Tampa Bay team going to save a little bit for the overreaction, but oh my God.
Is that the week 18 night game?
No, because there's something else. I gotta look.
Because normally the Week 18 night game is whatever division's up for grabs still, and somehow they've worked it out in a way that it's always either there's always a win or go home game, it feels like now, with the division or with the wild card. Last year we had that great Vikings-Lions matchup. Both teams trying to play for the division, but look through that schedule quick, because this is a candidate for it if they're the two teams left playing for a division, because they might also be in a scenario where winner wins the division and whoever loses is going home, because I don't know if they're going to be in a wild card position.
All right, I'll give you the 3 candidates for it.
Yeah.
Panthers, Bucks, Seahawks, 49ers, or Chargers, Broncos. One more, sorry. Lions, Bears.
Okay. What was the other one you said? There was
Lions,
Lions, Bears, Chargers, Broncos, Seahawks, Niners.
Seahawks, Niners. In San Francisco.
But if Seahawks, Niners is for a wild card spot, it might get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to be for a wild card spot. They might both be in.
And I don't think Chargers, Broncos.
I think Broncos will have the division by then.
Broncos will have the division by then. I think Lions, Bears could be for a wild card spot potentially. And I think that's what gets it in Chicago on a Sunday night. I think that's what it's going to be.
That's what'll probably get it. Especially if Green Bay beats Chicago in 2 weeks again.
Yeah.
Then the Bears are going to be playing for a wild card there. All right. That's probably it. Carolina, Tampa, or Chicago, Detroit. But I think Chicago, Detroit would get it.
Yep. I agree.
But from this game, Tyler Shuck had some moments. Tyler Shuck had some moments.
Your boy, I was watching a couple of those throws he made. I was thinking about you. I was like, wow.
At least let me put this scenario out there.
Go.
Because I said if the Saints got the first pick, I don't think they'd take a quarterback. But I think if the Saints are now at least in a situation where there's no trade-up scenario. Like the quarterback Mendoza has to be there wherever they're picking, which is not going to happen for them to actually jump ship on Shuck so soon.
The tough thing about this conversation is Kellen Moore might be in love with him.
Yeah.
So
with Shuck or with Mendoza or with either?
With Mendoza.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Like that's what we don't know. That's the unknown.
What if he's in love with Shuck though? What if that's why they drafted him?
Then you're not drafting a quarterback.
That's the one thing we all always, and that's a good job by bringing it up, that we always leave out of like quarterback evaluation and draft movement. What if they're just obsessed?
Yeah.
Which is possible with this kid.
Like he just watches him and that's it. Like it's done. This is the guy that he knows can run his offense. And watching him last night, I don't know how. I think a lot of offensive coaches in this league are sitting here saying he could do it. He could do a lot of things.
Totally. All right.
Do a lot of things on the football field. I can't wait for those conversations, man. I can't wait.
Bengals Bills, nice snow game today.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful aesthetic. Burrow versus Allen. They never disappoint me. And it's just another great win for the Bills. They moved to 9-4. They were one of those playoff probability games today where the extremes were, on display, where you lose and you feel like you're in a lot of trouble now. You're starting to sweat a little bit at 8-5, but now 9-4, Bills are in. They're definitely getting in.
Gets the tight ends involved today, Alan. These receivers are awful. Awful. You want to know who the leading receiver was besides the leading wide receiver? So not a tight end or running back. Who was the first guy on this list?
Oh God, was it Brandon Cooks?
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis.
I knew it was 21 yards.
I knew when you posed the question, it was going to be one of the receivers that they brought in the last few weeks.
It wasn't Shakir. It wasn't even Shavers. I mean, this is disgusting. It's Allen and Cook and everybody else, and he's the man. He's just the man. He does it all. He does it all. I mean, I walked in today, and my grandpa and my dad, the first things they said to me were, "How great is this guy? He's unbelievable." They never would say that. And it's like, that's the conversation today in the household. It's how great is this guy? Because he's unbelievable.
He is. He's just, I've said it a bunch of times. I think he's the best athlete to ever play quarterback. And today, I know the Bengals defense stinks, but I don't really care. 22 for 28, 78% completion, 3 passing touchdowns, 251 yards at 140 QBR. And then on the ground, 9 for 78 with a touchdown. averaging 8.6 a carry, the big touchdown run. It's nobody better. There's nobody better. And I have more for overreactions, but this is just, I mean, the way he can play Superman for this team with very little around him is so stunning.
He's just got to do it for 4 weeks. He's got to do it for 4 weeks in January and February. That's all he has to do. And
I know the Bengals.
He could beat anybody. He could, and it's not likely. It's not probable for me and you to sit here and say this guy with not much around him could win 4 games in January and February and win a Super Bowl. But if there was anybody in the league right now that you would pick to do it, it's him.
If there was anybody in the league ever,
that's a good point.
If there's any quarterback in the league ever that could win with almost nothing around him, I'd take this guy. And you look at the defense, they're not even good either. Like, the defense is not helping him.
Somebody called up Sports Talk Radio this week and said they're an 7 or 8 win team if he's not on the team. No. They're a 2 or 3 win team.
They're the Jets. They're the Jets if they don't have him.
If Josh Allen is not the starting quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, this is a 3-win football team. And they have 9 wins after 14 weeks, and they're going to the postseason. And by the way, New England, when do they play New England? New England loses one next here, and Buffalo. So Buffalo wins next week in New England. Now you have a conversation about the AFC East again. No,
Buffalo's schedule too. If they win that game, I think they go 4-0 the rest of the way. They're at New England, at Cleveland, home against Philly. I think they'd win that game, and then home against the Jets. If you need it, you're gonna have it. Trust me. We both watched the Jets game today. If you need it, you're gonna have it. And the Bills could make a run back in this division. What are they right now? 9. So listen, they're 9 and 4 right now. You could go 13-4, and that probably gets you right there in the division. I don't know what they probably would not have any tiebreakers over New England, so they need New England to go 1-3 the rest of the way. That's going to be tough.
Let's just look at New England's schedule the rest of the way.
The schedule's not easy, but it's not impossible either. It's Buffalo, Baltimore, Jets, Dolphins.
Okay.
They'll beat the Jets.
Yeah.
No, they already played the Jets. Oh, no, they only played the Jets once. They'll beat the Jets. They'll probably beat Baltimore too, and they'll probably beat Miami in New England. So,
the one thing I got to say about the Bill schedule, I could totally see them rolling New England next week and then losing that Browns game.
Oh yeah, Browns trap game. They're the trap game of the year this year.
I could see them losing that game in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland.
Yes,
I could see them losing that Cleveland game.
The door.
Yeah, you gotta watch on there. You gotta watch on there.
This is half a watch.
There you go.
Shador. All right. Overreaction time. Let's do it. You're first.
It's already overreaction time.
It's already overreaction time.
You know,
we skipped a lot of the games today because we don't need to do the Rams beat the Cardinals by 40. We don't need to do the Jets get embarrassed by the Dolphins. We don't need to do a lot of these games. You're lucky. We're lucky we even hit Titans Browns here. Broncos Raiders pass. Let me ask you one thing about the Broncos though. Unless do you have anything in overreactions from that?
I actually don't.
Okay, so Broncos Raiders, we'll talk about for 1 second here. Does it worry you at all that Denver only really wins and plays in 1-score games?
No, because I saw Kansas City get to a Super Bowl doing that last year.
And I'm optimistic that because usually a lot of people try to use the logic of they went to the wire in overtime against Washington. They beat the Raiders by a touchdown. I'm optimistic, though, that they would also go right down to the wire with New England, with Buffalo, with whoever they play. I think that's just their identity this year is winning in the 1-score games. Same as Kansas City.
They have a great coach, one of the best maybe to ever do it, and he's great late in these games. And I trust him coaching that quarterback who, in the big spots, has shown that he won't make the boneheaded play. So I just trust them more, even if it is, like you mentioned, against one of the big dogs in the AFC, that they're going to come out on top. I actually came away impressed with them winning that game against the Commanders because it could have been a trap-like game on the road, Sunday Night Football.
And Mariota just comes out dealing.
Yeah, Mariota was great. I mean, that could have been and should have been a loss, and they turned it into a win. I ended up impressed with them.
Yeah, so it's a good point there. Nick's, too, for as much slack as he gets and the stats don't give you everything you want, he makes a lot of big throws late.
He wins, too. I mean, you want to give me the thing about Jalen Hurts.
Yep, it's the same thing.
He wins. They both win.
It's the same exact thing. Great comparison. All right, overreactions. Let's lock in here for him.
Yeah, first overreaction. I came away with this Bear game here saying I thought the Packers are going to roll them, especially after the big win in Philadelphia for Chicago. And the fact that the Bears hung around today and were able to give them a game, have the ball late in the red zone to go tie it late in the fourth quarter, with the way that's how young this team is in Ben Johnson's first season here, with the receivers that they were playing with, I was very impressed with Chicago today. And I don't think they're an easy out by any stretch of the imagination. I think they make the playoffs. And I don't think there's some rollover team in the postseason like I did a few weeks ago. I think this is I'm not going to call them a legitimate contender, but it's a team that I'm not sitting, that I'm sitting there if I have them in the postseason where I say, okay, I got to bring my best because that's what it's going to take to beat them.
I'll give you an overreaction to your overreaction, but it's not one of my overreactions. Chicago might be the best coach team in the league. I feel like they just have every play is so well thought out. And Johnson's impressed me more than anyone. Vrabel would be right there too, but there's like an articulate nature to the way Johnson plans out the offense that is just it's McVay. It's totally the same thing where they are on every play creative. They're doing something difficult, and they are a pain in the ass for the opposition. So I agree with you. No matter where they would go in the postseason, no matter what road place they'd have to travel to now, assuming they're a wild card team, I think they play a one-score game.
And when you look, and we're not in these locker rooms, so we don't know the answer to this question, right? But when you look at these offensive geniuses, right, like the McVays and the Shanahans, and I'm going to put Johnson in there, and I'm going to throw McDaniel in there, actually, in terms of just offensive geniuses, because I think he is up there with those guys. Mm-hmm. In terms of, like, how the guys believe in him and respond to him, like, I don't think they respond to McDaniel the same way McVay's guys respond to him. I think he's a legitimate leader in that room. Yeah. I think Johnson, and you could see it from these post-game videos, that they love him, and they would run through a freaking wall for that guy. And he's closer to McVay than I think we've seen ever in this league.
All right, I have a little bit of an anti-Bears overreaction.
Oh, no.
For the first one. But I've been trying to think for a while how to word this. I think the only team satisfied with the quarterback they drafted in 2024 or excited about the quarterback they drafted in 2024 are the Patriots. I don't think that Jaden Daniels with the injuries this year is exciting Commanders fans. I think there's a lot of confusion, a little bit of murky waters with, how is this going to look moving forward? Caleb, I think, has been satisfactory, and you're happy with what he's done, and you think he'll take the next step, but I don't know if there's necessarily excitement surrounding him. And then Nix is just what he is, and he's not an all-pro type of guy, and that's fine. You don't need him to be. I don't think you're pounding the table, though, arguing Bo Nix over a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And Penix and McCarthy might stink. So I think that May is the only guy who's truly exciting from the 24 class.
I have a perfect response to this, not about Caleb, but somebody else.
Yeah.
But I'll answer the Caleb thing. I just wouldn't go there yet because I think Johnson, it's his first year with Johnson.
Yep. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to come out and be great. And like in the next year or two, he'll just have one of those breakout seasons, but we're just not seeing it yet.
I think eventually we're going to get there with Caleb where you're like, oh, wow, like this is special. You just got to give Johnson a little bit more time with him.
Yeah.
My second overreaction, let's have a conversation about the Commanders. Let's have a conversation about Jaden Daniels. Is this the next RG3? Absolutely terrible today against a team that everybody has not just beaten, but beaten down. Okay, let's have a conversation about Dan Quinn. Don't think Cliff Kingsbury's getting any head coaching jobs this year. I mean, what the hell is going on in Washington? Are we serious? And why the hell is Jaden Daniels playing in this football game today? Are we kidding? I think there's legitimate conversation around whether or not Jaden Daniels' rookie year was a fluke. And I don't think this is who he is, but I certainly don't think that he's that good.
I don't think fluke is the right word because I think he is that good, but I think it's reasonable to say there's worry that that's the best year of his career and that we will never see it that good again. I picked him to miss the playoffs. I was not alone in that, but I had him going 8-9. They're horrible.
I mean, we watched Jaden Daniels last year. We're like, oh, this is one of the next great quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
As did I, knowing they played an easy schedule, knowing that, everything that went into it. And I was with you. I think I had them at 7 or 8 wins. Still thought he would play really well. This is awful.
You hit it on the head, though. Why is he playing? Like, the injury was so gruesome. And I get that he's cleared and he probably wants to play. But let's not make this same mistake twice where this guy's just going to keep getting hurt now. And the way he got hurt today, too, you throw the pick and then you get absolutely blown up on a block is tough. But, yeah, I'd be concerned. I would be very concerned if I was a Washington fan about the trajectory of the franchise. And I agree with you with the coaching staff. They probably way overperformed last year, and it's not going to you're not going to feel that good about him again. Quinn's not a good coach. He's not a great coach at all.
No, he's a coordinator. He's a really good coordinator, and that's fine. And we're going to get something else on that, too, in my next overreaction.
All right. My second overreaction. Josh Allen, MVP. Nobody is more valuable to their team than Josh Allen. And if we're going to do the annual who provides the most value to their organization conversation, Josh Allen is more valuable than anybody in Buffalo on the team or just the citizen. He is an anomaly of a quarterback. The touchdown numbers will be there. They might come in second place in the AFC East. I really don't care. Mike, you got a game tomorrow. Who's your quarterback? Josh Allen, Drake May, or Matthew Stafford?
It's pretty easy. It's Josh Allen.
Nobody outside of New England. And honestly, not many people inside of New England would even disagree. Josh Allen is by far the best player in the league. And with these performances against Cincinnati, against Tampa Bay, he's going to put himself in the MVP conversation again. And you look at what's around him and what's gone on in Buffalo this year. How do you vote for anyone else?
It's a great point. I'm going to say something crazy. He might be the LeBron of this award here. He may be like this. You can make an argument every year.
We had to go there. We had to go there.
We could have given Mr. Selfless the award every single year.
Mr. Selfless.
Passing up the 10-point streak for the game winner. Bang. But either way, we could have given the award to LeBron every single year, and it would have checked off like, oh yeah, it's most valuable player, sure. And we decided not to.
About Brady. I think Brady lost a lot of years that he should have won, and I think Mike Trout did in baseball.
And like Allen might be that guy.
I guess he'd be the closest guy because he's lost years where I don't think he was the best player either. Lamar's 2 MVPs, I think he was the best guy.
There was one where I thought the one
the
before
one.
He won. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
2 years ago.
Allen should have won that one.
But yeah, I mean, we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Allen is
we're just not on the LeBron page there yet.
Can I just ask the craziest question that we've ever had the craziest dumb question we've ever had in the history of any podcast we've done?
Yeah, go.
Would the Chiefs trade Mahomes for Allen 1-for-1 today?
Well, I'll answer this question. I don't think Buffalo does that trade.
But does Kansas City? Because Buffalo definitely says no. It doesn't fit their roster at all.
I think with the way they are currently constructed today, yes, they would. But 2 or 3 years ago, no. But today, yes. But
also, like, does Kansas City fans have an outcry of, like, how did we just trade Patrick Mahomes for anyone? So that's where the no would come in.
Or about a week, and then they'll watch Josh Allen play, and they'll be like, all right, yeah, we're good.
It's possible both franchises say no, though.
Yeah, well,
Buffalo definitely says no because you put Mahomes there. I mean, they're worse than the Chiefs are around Allen. I think.
Yeah, right now.
You put Mahomes there, it's not. He's not going to be able to do much. But all right, whatever. Your third overreaction, right? Kind of a crazy one that I thought about today watching that game. I was like, is he the best quarterback in the league?
He's the best. He's been the best quarterback in the league for I think a year and a half now.
Yeah,
I don't think that's nuts. And I'm the biggest Mahomes guy there is. But I think, agreed. All right, last overreaction. Todd Bowles got to go. Todd Bowles has been carried by great offensive coordinators that were able to get jobs. Dave Canales got a job. Liam Cohen got a job. Not with great franchises, but they got head coaching jobs. I mean, Todd Bowles has been carried here now. Baker's been great, but we're seeing Baker fall off because he doesn't have that offensive coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Todd Bowles was completely carried by offensive coordinators. He was gifted this job from Bruce Arians, and you can't point fingers on the quarterback because you paid him. I understand you've been banged up. The one guy you have to go to is the head coach, and I don't think they have a problem firing him. This is a bad collapse. I think something has to change. You can't roll this out again next year.
I'd give him one more with the same OC right now, but I don't think you're wrong for going here. I think that I was thinking about it today. He's not good. And I mean, he's been in this division where nobody, I mean, the first year he was the coach, they won the division at 8-9. They're in this division where nobody has competed with them. And they've had freebies to the playoffs. His playoff win against Philly, I thought was even a little spotty because they limped into that playoff. Any team, almost like they were so bad those last few weeks, any team in the league, even if they didn't make the playoffs, might have beat Philly that day.
Yep.
So Bowles, not impressed. Not impressed.
Yep.
My last overreaction kind of breaks the rules of our show doing NFL Sunday overreactions. We had a few tank bowls today, so I'm gonna go for it right now.
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza is the best first overall quarterback since Trevor Lawrence. That's 4 years of drafts. I think he's better than Bryce Young, better than Cam Ward. I think they're the only two first overall quarterbacks actually since Trevor Lawrence. Caleb too, yes. So I think, Caleb had questions at USC. They had a lot of trouble winning games. So it was more of a Lincoln Riley thing, but I would really, really be hard-pressed to say that there was a better quarterback in any of these drafts than Mendoza.
I'm pumped to see Mendoza. I can't wait because, he can throw the deep ball. He can make basically every throw. And he's mobile. I mean, he's sneaky mobile.
He is. And he last night showed it more than usual because he usually doesn't get pressured at all.
Yeah.
Because their offensive line's great. They don't play defensive fronts that can get through. And he had a lot of really good escape plays last night. And then he looks to throw. That's my favorite part. He doesn't escape and just bail on the play. Yeah. He escapes and looks to throw.
And that has to continue. That has to continue. He's great in structure, but when he has to get out of structure and he's outside the pocket, there was a throw he made last night. It was a short little completion, but he rolled out to his right, and the backer is in his face. Looks like the backer is about to crush him, and he hits him, but all he does is move a little bit, very calmly changes the arm angle, hits the tight end, or the running back, and he got like 7 or 8 yards in the first down. It was a big third down play.
He's great under pressure. He's great under pressure. And that's one of the things that translates. That's probably the most encouraging sign of any college prospect. How is he under pressure? Like Jackson Dart, I remember a big Todd McShay thing last year was Jackson Dart roll the clean pocket stuff. You'd say he's a 3rd-round pick. Put the pressure tape together, and this guy should be the 2nd or 3rd pick of the draft because of how good he is under pressure. And that's translated to the NFL. Dart's had a nice rookie year here. Whatever you want to say about the Giants, Dart's had a nice rookie year. Can we real quick before we move on to Sunday Night Football? What do you think the line is in the Buffalo-New England game next week at New England?
I'm going to put my gambling cap on right now. You have it?
I have it. I have all the lines for next week. I have a couple games I'm going to ask you.
I think Buffalo is -2.5.
-1.5.
Okay.
Buffalo,
That'll get to 2.5.
road favorites, probably will. Chargers at Chiefs.
Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5.
Chiefs minus 5.5.
Holy crap.
Chiefs minus 5.5.
Hey, me.
Arrowhead.
I don't know if they're factoring in a Herbert injury there, but okay.
They could be.
Wow.
Could be.
That's big, though. They might not be because I think he's playing tomorrow.
Packers at Broncos.
Packers at Broncos next week.
Next week, 4:25. I think it's the Fox game.
What a game. I'm going to go Broncos minus 2.5.
Minus 1.5 Packers on the road.
Oh, my God.
And then the last good game is also 4:25. I think this is the Fox game of the week. Excuse me. Lions at Rams.
Rams minus 5.5.
4.5, but yeah, going to the Rams.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the Giants are favored week 2, by the way.
Who are they playing?
Commies. 1.5 point favorite.
Let's go. We're winning that football game.
You're back.
We're back. That's a great week. That's a great week of football.
And you get Baltimore, Cincinnati at 1 o'clock. Like, as far as the bad games go, that's a really good game. Chargers, Chiefs is a 1 o'clock. Bills, Patriots is a 1 o'clock. 4 o'clock
Bills,
window.
Patriots is 1 o'clock?
Yep. Bills,
What's the
Patriots
Sunday night?
1 o'clock.
Lions, Rams?
Vikings, Cowboys.
Are we not
and then
flexing
Dolphins,
that?
Steelers, Monday.
How are we not flexing that? Are we sure there's no flex here?
No, it's not.
They flexed something.
Now.
No, they flexed something like a week or two ago.
I think it was Packers, Broncos was the flex to 425 for Ravens, Bengals, I believe.
Oh, that's
or
awful.
For Chargers, Chiefs. So it's for one or the other.
All right, we got to be locked in all Sunday. I can't wait.
Got to be locked in all Sunday.
I'll be locked in somewhere.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is a wrap on today. You want to give me a Sunday Night Football pick?
Give me the Texans. I'm riding them. Give me the Texans. They're going to cover and win. Let's go. It's great defense.
I like Houston too, so you know what that means.
Bet the Chiefs. Bet the Chiefs.
Chiefs are back. Chiefs are back. All right, good episode. We'll catch you same time, week 15 on the Sunday recap. Thanks so much for sticking with us all season long, and enjoy your night, especially if you are a Green Bay Packers fan.